What's up, kids? This is Billy Blair from Lovesick Drug. And you might have seen me in a movie or two. I don't know, you can go check it out. But hey, it's not all about me. It's about my buddy Viking Stew. That's right, it's his show. So, you are locked, rocked, and rolling into another twisted episode of Hammer Away with Viking Stew. That's right, because it's music and the human experience, my friends. Welcome to the show.
Let's do it. Give me some rock star attitude. That's better. Try one with no smile.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me, mate? I don't know if you can hear me. Fucking hell, can you hear me?
Welcome to a Friday night edition of Hammer Away. A confused Viking Stew here to entertain, amuse, and amaze. This is my 150th episode, and we're talking about the Stones and Marvel. It makes no sense whatsoever to me, yet what the hell does these days when it's Disney and marketing? The whore in a bottle syndrome. Any cash grab to drag them out of the stinker? Well, let's just get hammered. Maybe if I were, this might make sense.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Nice to see you, Emma. How are you? Nice to see you.
Well, hello, everybody. I hope you had a great Friday and you're ready for a great weekend. We're almost heading into the midnight hour here, getting into a Saturday morning, which means I'm mere hours away, a day, and some hours away from my next gig. So, yeah. So anyway, this was kind of crazy this morning. I'm going to put this back up here just because I want you to see this again. I saw this come up, and I don't know, I think it came up through Facebook, and I was, it begged one of those responses like, who asked for this? And then later, when I was looking it over and seeing everything, it begged that question that was on the screen. For whom did they make this? So here's the original cover. There's your your basic factory cover there. I'm doing it again. Sorry. I get into all this stuff and I forget to put my stupid mic in front of me. So yeah, it's a good thing I talk loudly. But I don't get it. I don't know. It's here. Like I say, that's the regular one. Here it doesn't bother me that they're doing these. I don't know why they're doing them. I don't know for whom they're doing them. If you haven't heard their new songs, I enjoy them. I don't know that they're not groundbreaking, but one of them is very reminiscent Stones. The other one, very Sweet Home Chicago. When it comes to blues, it's kind of an interesting thing because you can just play an old blues riff, you got your however many bar blues you're going to play, and you can sing whatever melody thing you're going to do over the top. So it kind of leaves it, wide open to do that kind of thing. But yeah, when I hear one of these new tracks, it reminds me of Sweet Home Chicago. However, I will say the one is very catchy. Let me see if we can. The one track is called "In the Stars," and let's see if we can get to this here. "Rough and Twisted" is the other one. "In the Stars" it's very catchy. Both songs are over 4 minutes long. One's 4 1/4 almost, and the other one's just over 4.5. Rough and Twisted is, like I say, it is what it is. And In the Stars is very, very catchy. They have that cool, that classic Stones falsetto in the background. The other songs on the album are going to be Jealous Lover, Mr. Charm, Divine Intervention, Ringing Hollow, Never Want to Lose You, Hit Me in the Head, You Know I'm No Good. That one is a cover. I don't remember. It's a Amy Winehouse tune. Some of Us, Covered in You, Side Effects, Back in Your Life, and Beautiful Delilah. So the release date is July 10th of this year. So they're still up in the air about the touring. It says it's 26 days, 26 days, 23 hours, 25 minutes, and 8 seconds till the album comes out. In the meantime, you can listen to those 2 songs on Spotify or wherever you catch your streaming music. I'll be eager to hear the rest. I guess the last Stones album I got was in 86. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember, because I do have a lot. I have a good amount of Stones albums. Let me show all. When they show all, it's just too deep. Then all I really want to do is see the pictures, and of course, you can't do that. The Stones. Let's see, what do they have? The Rolling Stones. I'm the Rolling Stones. That came out, their first album, that Rolling Stones, 4 songs, Bye Bye Johnny, Money, You Better Move On, and Poison Ivy were released on a 4-song album in EP in 1964, the year I was born. Also, a full album that same year, the Rolling Stones. They've got wait a minute. Yeah, and then, I don't know, they have this England's Newest Hit Makers. That's what kills me about so many albums back then. I don't know. They've got 4 albums so far that came out the year I was born. Well, 2 EPs and 2 albums. They have 5x5, which is a 5-song EP. That came out in 64 as well. And then 12x5. Figure all that out. However that works. And then in 1965, they had Rolling Stones number 2. They said number 2. It was the shit that year. Rolling Stones Now in 1965 as well. Also in 65, Out of Our Heads. And in 65, there was a UK version of it as well. I'm Free remixes from 1965, 5 songs. It's just total. Oh, it's a later thing, I guess, of that song from 65. I don't know. I can't read these anymore. It gets too confusing. It's too much. Oh my God. This one just keeps going. What is the compilation thing? The Rolling Stones in mono. All right. So anyway, they had Aftermath. Let's see. Just try Between and The Buttons, Flowers. Their Satanic Majesty's Request, Beggar's Banquet. Then now we're getting into 68. Through the Past Darkly, 69. Also in 69 was Let It Bleed. Get Your Ya-Ya's Out in 70. Sticky Fingers in 71. Then they had Hot Rocks, which was their big compilation from 64 to 71. Jamming with Edward. Exile on Main Street then in 72. Let's see here. And then they had more Hot Rocks, big hits Yeah. So they had that. And then Goat's Head Soup in 73. It's Only Rock and Roll. Got a copy of that on vinyl in 74. Made in the Shade, another compilation in 75. Metamorphosis in 75 as well. 16 songs, Black and Blue, 1976. Love You Live came out in 77. Then Some Girls in 78. Love that record. Love it. Love it. Shattered is my favorite song on that album. But I love the whole album. Okay, so then they did Emotional Rescue in 1980. God, it seems like that was so much further away. Sucking in the 70s is 81. Tattoo You is in 81 as well. Still Life then in 82. Undercover in 83. I really loved the title track to that record. Dirty Work, that's it. So 83 was Undercover, and it was 3 years later that they would put out Dirty Work while I was working on the radio, and One Hit to the Body, I would play that. And the Harlem Shuffle, I'd play both of those songs on the radio. Yeah. Then they did the big singles collection box set. I think I had that at one point. Then Steel Wheels came out in 89, 3 years later. Flashpoint in 91, Voodoo Lounge 93. And they do all these tours too. 95, Stripped. Bridges to Babylon in 97. And 2003, a bunch of remix stuff. Another singles deal. Live licks. Come on now. Get back to the records. Here we go. Lots of live stuff. Holy shit. Lots of live stuff. All right. Blue and Lonesome in 2016. I don't even remember that one. More live. Wow. This is, yeah. Okay. La. Anyway. All right. So all of that. And now you're getting all the way down here to now we have Foreign Tongues. And it's just a little crazy what they're doing with it. There is, if you can believe it, there's going to be 9 variants. You're going to have this one. But then they teamed up with Marvel. I'll just start showing you these. Here's variant number 1. So you have your main one. So there you go. That's your original. Then you get your variant number 1 with Captain America. And it's got Captain America coming through a wall. I don't know how his shield is kind of there. And he's going through a concrete wall with the different logos on there. And you'll notice it comes with a What If comic book. And then you get 2 red vinyl. All of these are red vinyl. It's all the same. Here's variant number 2 with Spider-Man. You see he's shooting a web that's in the shape of the tongue and the lips. You got your What If Spider-Man comic book there. Then you got your Hulk variant where he's picking up a bus or something with the logo on it. Probably their tour bus, I would imagine. And it comes with the comic book, a What If there. Next is the one I would get, but as soon as I show you this last one, though, there's your variant number 4. So variant number 5 is Wolverine. It's just got the lips and the tongue in the background. I don't know. All of these covers, they all look like things we've seen before from like coloring books. The artwork is, they say it's by artists, whatever you want, but it does just look like the artwork they've been using, licensing for coloring books and stuff like that. It's nothing special. It's nothing too crazy. And I don't know what these comic books are going to be like, but let me tell you, every one of these, this is where it's the cash grab, guys. I mean, why would you team up with Disney and Marvel? I don't even know who runs Marvel anymore. I'm not even sure what that looks like. My friend might have a better idea, but each one of these is $70. So again, for whom are they making these? They're not making them for kids. Or are they? Do you have a parent that's just going to go out there and buy one of these for their kid? I don't understand. I don't get it. It's like years ago when they marketed. I think it was Nolan's Batman when Batman Begins came out, and they started marketing it to kids with toys at McDonald's, and you're like, this is stupid. This movie's not for kids. And it's the same thing here. Your first song, your first song on the record, has the F-bomb in it. You know, I'm just like, what are you guys? What are you doing? This whole Disney thing happened. This Rough and Twisted. It's got the F word in it. Which is fine. I don't care. I don't care. I say that word on here. But when you're marketing this to kids, especially with artwork that looks like it came out of the coloring books, marketing it that way isn't good. And $70 a piece. You know, I mean, these guys have a lot of money, right? Don't they? I don't know what they need it. I don't know why they need it. Anyway, here is your 6th variant, the Host Nation edition for one part of the football deal that's going on, and the FIFA World Cup 2026 edition. I don't know what's different about any of these but the cover. And the color of the vinyl. These are all $50. 50? Yeah, just over $50 for that one, this one, and this one. Then they have the Winner's Circle edition. So there's that. But I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get this. I don't get this. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't get it. I get it. But I don't get it. Who are these for? They're for I don't know. At $70 a pop. They're for people who don't want to buy groceries. And that's not good. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people out there spending money they don't have to buy a $70 to make sure they get all 5 of these with their accompanying comic books. You know, I don't understand. Here, I looked this up. Let's see what it says. Because I'm like, you know, what's the story behind Marvel's connection to the Rolling Stones album? And here's what it comes up with in AI for the reasonings behind it, I suppose, if you want to call it that. The Marvel connection to the Rolling Stones album, Foreign Tongues, is an exclusive. So all of this sounds like marketing bullshit. All right. Is an exclusive limited edition vinyl collaboration where 5 iconic comic characters are paired with the reimagined versions of the band's famous mouth and tongue logo. Reimagined. Released as a highly collectible series. Ooh, smell it? That's bullshit. You smell it. Highly collectible series available through Complex ahead of the album's July 10th launch. The crossover serves as a creative marketing engine to drive engagement. In the physical media market. Engagement with money. I have an engagement with money. Nobody is going to pull that frickin' amount of money out of my frickin' hands to buy one of these damn things. The core details, it says. The featured characters, the 5 custom variants, feature Spider-Man, Captain America, Wolverine, Thor, and the Hulk. The cover artwork, illustrated by official Marvel artists in their coloring book department. Each cover okay. Sorry. Each of the covers creatively blends. No, it does not. The superhero with the classic tongue logo. For example, the Hulk hoists a red double-decker bus in London. Captain America crashes through a poster wall, and Thor's lightning strikes to outline the mouth shape. This is pathetic. The exclusive comics, each bundle includes each $70 bundle includes a custom What If comic book insert themed around that specific hero, naturally integrating the Rolling Stones iconography into Marvel's multiverse lore. The vinyl package, all variants are pressed on striking red vinyl and retail for $70 each. I wonder where I've heard that. Why the collaboration happened? I don't know if this really tells me anything, because the Rolling Stones are releasing their 25th studio album without an immediate supporting tour. Physical collectibles offer a crucial commercial avenue to engage their fan base or milk them dry. By pairing their rock legacy with Marvel's deep collector culture, wow. I think what that actually just said there is by pairing their rock legacy with, what was I going to say? I just had it. I was going to say something. Culture. Yeah. Oof. It's terrible. Both brands leverage their shared reputation for timeless cultural relevance and indestructible longevity. That makes me want to throw up. Community perspectives. While the collaboration has generated massive pre-order hype, it has also sparked a classic divide between dedicated comic collectors and traditional rock purists. What the fuck do any of these characters have to do with the band or the album? Complex Pop said on Instagram 2 days ago. Marvel's What If imprint is a particularly small vehicle here. The series is built on the premise of reimagining iconic figures in alternate contexts, which maps neatly onto the idea of the Stones rendered in 4-color superhero mythology. Okay. And it just says, if you're planning to pick up a copy, let me know, says AI. Let me know. Which superhero variant are you eyeing? Do you want more details in the track list or the guest artists? Paul McCartney's evidently on this album, and so is Robert Smith. Are you interested in other foreign tongues variants like the FIFA World Cup collection? No, I am not. I are not. So I don't know. I'm trying to see what else is in here to read that's of any. I think creatively, especially the Wolverine, that's ridiculous. That's not creative. It's just Wolverine slashing down like he's on a coloring book cover and the tongue is in the background with a burst going on. I don't quite understand what they mean by creatively. I don't get it. Anyway, tell me what you think of that whole situation. I'd be eager to know what you think. Tell me about it in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe, and also hit the notification button. So like tonight, you knew 5 minutes ahead when I was going to do this. I was working hard on this whole thing all day. But yeah, I don't know. it grossed me out. As far as I'm concerned, Disney took the wrong step years ago, decades ago, when they bought Miramax. I don't know why they bought Miramax. They didn't need it. As far as I'm concerned, I think it hurt them. They may not think that. Wall Street may not think that. But I think as soon as you start making that turn and you're like, hey, let's buy Miramax so that we have the one thing that comes to my mind when I think about Miramax is Pulp Fiction. So now Disney has Pulp Fiction. Why? Why would they need that? Or anything in that genre? Yeah, we own that. Okay, dipstick. I don't think you get it. I don't think you get what Disney is. And then they can look at me and go, well, I don't think you get what making more money is. And I'm like, well, you're sure as hell just shit all of it out with everything you've been doing lately. You don't seem to care. And it started way back then. That's when you stopped caring. I'm really eager to talk about this, get started on. Well, I'm eager to do all this stuff right here. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. So HITT Records is in Columbia, Missouri. I was talking about it yesterday, and I'm back to finish the pickup that I did from there the other day. Got some really fun things to show you. My friend loved the vinyls that I got her. I gave them to her last night, and she was very excited. She got in the bag and she found the Big Bam Boom with the Hall & Oates, but then she pulled out H2O and she got really excited because she saw that tour. So that was really cool. So I was really happy to give those to her last night. And let's get finished up here with these. I had to send a picture to my buddy Mike when I got these because of the fact this first one I'll show you because he's a huge fan of this guitar player. The first one today is John Norum. I'm a big fan of this record and the song that's on it, Back on the Streets, also done by Vinnie Vincent Invasion. And it's just really, really cool. It was a crazy cool find for $4. It's in great shape, not much wear at all, if any. I mean, a ghost of wear there. Nothing crazy. So Total Control's the name of the album. So I was eager to show that one to Mike. This one was really cool. New Anger by Gary Newman. Again, great shape. No wear. It's a promotional copy. It's got the stamp on it up here. So this one has, of course, it's, in a crazy red ink on a purple background, but it's got Devious, America, Cold Metal Rhythm, This Is Emotion, Don't Call My Name, and then it's Voix, Respect, New Anger, My Dying Machine, and Child with the Ghost. Gary Newman's been a big favorite of mine for years, but I didn't keep up with him. I didn't realize he was putting out so many albums after Telecon. That was kind of where I stopped. I had purchased some older stuff too, but that was where I kind of stopped. This was a pretty damn good copy of Pavlov Dog's Pampered Menial. Sorry. Wow. I'm off. It's almost midnight. So there you go. Steve Scorfina is in this band. This is a classic band. This is also produced by Murray Krugman and Sandy Pearlman. So while they were recording this stuff way back in the early and mid 70s, Blue Oyster Cult were off and around because they were produced by the same guys. So it was really neat to talk to Steve Scorfina about that. And he was in REO Speedwagon in its early days. This is a beautiful copy. I had to pick it up. It was how much? $5. Beautiful copy. This might look better than the one that I bought, my original. It's Straight Between the Eyes by Rainbow. Love this record. If you haven't heard it, check it out. It's got Stone Cold as the big song on it. It also has Death Alley Driver, Bring on the Night, Dream Chaser, the Squeeze. It's got Tearing Out My Heart, which I love that song. Power, Mistreated, Rock Fever, and Eyes of Fire. It's got Richie Blackmore, Roger Glover, Bobby Rondinelli, Joe Lynn Turner, and David Rosenthal on keyboards. And it's produced by Roger Glover. So, great record, Straight Between the Eyes. Love it. Here's the other one that I told you about that I can't wait to make a clock out of this one as well. You'll remember recently I purchased not only Who Are You as a picture disc, but I got Flirtin' with Disaster as a picture disc. And this time I got Linda Ronstadt, Living in the USA, picture disc. So that'll make a great clock. Can't wait to make that up. And it's got all the lyrics and everything on the back. So it's in great shape. This one, fantastic. It's got just a little bit of wear at the top. It is David Lee Roth, Skyscraper. I really liked this album as well. Eat 'Em and Smile was great. I liked this one, had some great songs on it. Damn Good is on here, which was a song that everybody was, many people were wondering if it was about Eddie Van Halen. But yeah, Hot Dog and a Shake, Bottom Line. I love Bottom Line. Skyscraper, Stand Up, Hina, Perfect Timing, Two Fools a Minute. Two Fools a Minute, of course, is kind of reminiscent of his Hot in the Shade album. But yeah, produced by David Lee Roth and Steve Vai. I don't think I knew that. Hey, what do we got? I have a feeling I know. Look at that, Lounge Dweller, you're back. Hey, how's it going? Great John Norum album, right? Nice cover of Wild One by Thin Lizzy. Really? I've forgotten about that. Thank you for the reminder. That's awesome. That is fantastic. Oop, I just knocked over one of my records. Yeah, it's the last track on the record, too. Yeah, that's fantastic. One of these days, I'm going to do Back on the Streets. In both versions that I know, there's just some stellar shit that happens vocally in there, and I just have to get that. I got to work on that. That's all there is to it. Thank you for chiming in about that. I'm glad you had something else to say about that Norum album. Then I bought another copy of this. This was in really good shape, just a little bit of a wear at the top, and I'll be seeing the guitar player from this band later this fall when we go see AC/DC, because Starfighters is the name of it. This is their first album. This is the second copy of their first album I found. $5. And again, I bought so much that he gave me a really good deal. So it did not cost me that. Yeah, it's got Steve Burton, Stevie Young. That's the nephew to Angus. And then it's got Pat Hambley, Doug Dennis, and Steve Bailey on drums. Produced and engineered by Tony Platt. So yeah, Starfighters. Good shit. Good shit. I got both of their albums on vinyl. I was very happy with that. But I saw them open for Ozzy when Ozzy let out 2.5 words and hit the floor after he had bitten the head off the bat. So this was really, really cool. Again, I got really excited just to pull the vinyl out and see the Shrapnel label. I love seeing that. It goes way back to 1986 for me when I picked up Vinnie Moore, Mind's Eye, and saw that silver label with that tank on it. And this is Joey Tafola, Out of the Sun. I about flipped out when I saw that. I was like, wait, what? I remember seeing this in all the ads in the guitar magazines and stuff that I was checking out. And So there you go. Really, really cool. It's a cutout. But yeah, Shrapnel Records. I had a friend of mine, I told a friend of mine about that, and he goes, "Oh, he goes, yeah, I know Mike Varney." I go, "Yeah, well then let's talk, because I need to have him on the show." This was in really good shape. And in fact, my buddy Toby Jepson over in the UK with Wayward Sons and is getting ready for this tour this coming, I guess it's fall, with Little Angels. They're going to be doing a reunion tour. But he was just showing this album, Demons and Wizards by Uriah Heep. Classic album. This has Easy Living on it. Has The Wizard, which I played a million times with my friend Guy. Traveler in Time, Poet's Justice, Circle of Hands. We were going to actually do that in one of our bands. Rainbow Demon, All My Life, and Paradise the Spell. Fantastic record, though. And yeah, Toby was featuring this on one of his posts recently. And then I found a great copy. Here's one that I found it somewhere, and then I didn't do anything. I didn't buy it or anything, get it. I just saw it. And then here it was for how much? $5. Was The Best of Vandenberg. And remember, Adrian Vandenberg designed the logo and then did all the artwork for all of those other studio albums. So this is the best of. On here they have, this is so nice. Do you see how this is? Nice bright blue on a white background. So easy for me to read. Your Love is in Vain, which is from the first album. Nothing to Lose, I think that's from the first album as well. Burning Heart is too. Rock On, Wait, Welcome to the Club, Prelude, Mortal, and then it has Alibi from the album Alibi. Different Worlds, Pedal to the Metal, and Fighting Against the World. I think Fighting Against the World is from that first album. Now, here's one this one is strange because it was part of my Mava case. And if you remember, I went ahead and repurchased this album as a newer album. So it's the double album, and it cost me $20 to replace It's Hard by The Who. This is in the Mava case where it's the mysterious alien vinyl abduction case. This one disappeared. I don't know where it went. I never would have gotten rid of it. And it's got the classic Space Duel video game in the background, which I loved playing that game. It's one of those great vector games. And yeah, and I found that copy. And let's see, how much was that? I don't think it was $5. I think it was like $4 or something. Yep, $3.99. But it's got Athena, It's Your Turn, Cooks County, It's Hard, Dangerous, great song. Eminence Front, fantastic tune. I've Known No War, I love that one. One Life's Enough, One at a Time, of course, John Entwistle tune. Why Did I Fall for That? I love that song too. That's a lot of fun. A Man is a Man, and Cry If You Want. Cry If You Want's a great song on that record. I really enjoy it. I like Face Dances as well. All right. Now, as I said, I don't have any posts, no parcels today. But I can replace it with more pickups. I had my dog out with me today, and then I popped by the library because when I picked up that Matrix DVD yesterday, 2 days ago, she said, "Yeah, I'm not going to break a 5 for 50 cents. She goes, "I know you come in here all the time. Just come back and bring it." So I took it today, and then I went, what the heck? I might as well see if they vetted anything else. And they did. I'm not sure if I have this one. I think I may already have it, but I'll just give it away. The Suicide Squad, the newer one. So I thought, well, what the hell? I'll get that. And then they had The Whale. And I haven't seen this yet, so I'm kind of eager to check it out. And, I've never been happy with Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie. just because it's out of sync and it's the Freddie Mercury movie. But the writers of that did a Whitney Houston script, and it's called I Want to Dance with Somebody. She is, I don't know. I mean, Whitney Houston, I don't know. Every time I think about it, it's tragic because she had so much pure talent and beauty. And I'm not just talking about, oh, she was gorgeous. I mean, she was. That was all there was to it. I mean, that's just the way it was. But then to have all that torn down by the drug use and all, all the bullshit that she wasn't raised doing, she was raised, she had a church upbringing and all this. And it was sad. So it still always just makes me sad about her dying so young, and how the business just, again, the music industry. Hi, we're the music industry. They should have put on their card, music industry, we don't give a shit about you. It's really what they just should put on there. Lounge Dweller says, I also have the Rainbow, the David Lee Roth, the Vandenberg, and the Joey Taffola on CD. Mind's Eye by Vinnie Moore is one of my favorite albums ever. Amen to that. It's 40 years old this year. Yeah, buddy. Damn straight. Damn straight. Also this week today is Booney Carlos's birthday, from the former drummer of Cheap Trick. But also this week, I think it was 2 days ago, the Knack album came out in 1979. So it's even just a little older. But yeah, it's wild to think. I remember picking those up. I picked that album up at the Vinnie Moore. Now yay, it's a blessing to have it autographed. I have a picture of that somewhere in here. I suppose I could show that if I could find it real quick. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can find it. Vinny. All I gotta do is put in Vinny because there's only, well, no, that's true. Vinny Vincent. Here it is. Stew. Okay, so I found it. Let's see which one looks the best. Yeah, probably that one and that one. Okay, let's see if I can quickly do this. I don't think I can drag them though. I don't know. Let's try. No, it's not going to let me. He opened up for King's X a little while back at a club that doesn't exist anymore. So let's see if I put in. Okay, there it is. Boop and boop. Okay. Let's open that up. So yeah, so here's a couple of shots of he and I together. There's the first one. And then I had to take it. I told him, I said, I need one more shot with the album because that was my first album by him that I had. And you can see at the very bottom of the photo, you can see that I also had his Earthshaker album in there too. Right? Is that what that's not the right name. That's not the right name, is it? No, it's something else, right? I always love when I doubt myself, right? No. Let's put it in here. I can, Vinny. Yeah, I met up with him a couple of times. He was at the NAMM show years ago. I bumped into him. He was, okay. Nope, Meltdown. That's the name of it. Meltdown. That's right. Sorry. Meltdown's the name of the album. Great record though. If you haven't heard Meltdown, it's a great record. Just found your channel. Hey, what's up? Impish Little Centaur. I just found your channel through this live stream, and I want to support smaller creators. Thanks, I appreciate that. Although I'm not that small, but I get it. Especially in the arts content realm. Thank you. Tell everybody you can, and tell me what you'd like to hear about. Ask a question. I love questions. And remember, the books, children, they love the books. But yeah. So I love it's, for me, it's always about meeting the artists. Just because I think I love, that's why that's why my tagline for the show is music and the human experience, because it's about what it means to you. When Styx was in town recently, Kevin Cronin's band, which is just REO without, whatever. But Matt Bissonette was the bass player for him on that tour, and we were hanging out backstage, and he's like, well, I probably ought to let you go and check out, the Styx show. I said, no, that's cool. I'm good. For me, it's all about hanging here. Now, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but make sure check it out. Greg Bissonette, of course, speaking of David Lee Roth, right? And that album, Greg Bissonette just had a birthday, and who gave him his cake? I don't know if anybody's seen this or not. I think Fools and In a Simple Rhyme by Van Halen are two on. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Especially A Simple Rhyme. With the vocals and the harmonies that were happening back then with those songs. I mean, those are, man, killer vocal classics for Van Halen. And I don't think a lot of people think about it enough about like that. Unfortunately, Wolfgang's got a great voice too. So when it came to him playing bass and doing that, he was able to do a great job too. So, what do you think about Mammoth? I was talking about Mammoth the other day with my buddy Johnny, and with Johnny Bean, and I really enjoy it. I think it's great stuff, and it may have just taken me just a second, just because it is not the same. It's not, it's not. You're not pulling. He wasn't pulling any Van Halen things. And it's cool. Vinny was one of the most, yeah, real nice guy too. Real nice guy. So many great guitar players out there. I don't know if you've heard Santa Cruz or not. That's one that I keep bringing up now and again, because I was watching one of their videos and I just couldn't believe it. The lead singer's just wailing, and then it goes into the guitar solo. And again, I'm sorry, but I think is it Aiming High? Is that the name of the song? That I know that's their song, but I'm trying to remember if that was the video or not. Anyway, he goes through the verse, gets to the chorus, gets through with that. Then the guitar player starts wailing. Now the singer's got a guitar as well. Guitar player gets done with his solo, and then the lead singer goes in and shreds just like the other guy. I'm like, holy shit. If you want to check out a good band, man, that's they do some kick-ass stuff. Also, I don't know if you guys I also did the playlist yesterday, was called Wicked Jaded King, and it was Wicked Smile and Jaded Heart and King Company. Have you guys heard of those bands? It's kind of like how Axl Rudy Pell goes under the radar. You either find somebody that's like, oh hell yeah, and they got it all, and they've heard of him and they really like him, to no clue. Axel, what? So, Axel Rudy Pell's another one of those great guitar players. Honestly think Dave lost his abilities mid-90s. If Dave, yeah, I get what you're saying. Dave and the Van Halen guys had gotten along back when Best of Both Worlds came out. Had it then. And would have been Killer Tour. Yeah. I could go with that. I could go with that. Yeah, he kind of lost his way after a while there. I mean, Diamond Dave was, had some good stuff on it. I mean, it's not like he put out a complete clunker of an album in all that he did. And then he had that DLR album there with Betty Page on the cover. And I was finally getting myself straight on those, because, there was certain different variants of him and the band. So, but Little Is Enough is one of my favorite albums by him. I just think that one is so cool. And it still is cool to be at a baseball game, sitting in a stadium, and they start playing It's Showtime. It's just, it still kills me. I'm just like, that's David Lee Roth. Hey. Oh yeah. I'm glad you like it too. It's really cool. So before I get too far off subject, let's get into the final thing here, the playlist. So today's playlist, I just said what was yesterday's was. Today is going to be the beginning of a trilogy of playlists. And it's going to be based off this album that came out in 1974. It was my brother's record. I don't know if I've stolen it, but I own it. It was my older brother's album, and I have it. So I've seen some for sale out there, but it's this album. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous record that's fantastic. How about that? It's only ridiculous in name. All right. So it's called Heavy Metal. 1974, Warner Brothers. It's a double album, but you can see right here. It's ridiculous. It's called Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal. Yet the first band listed alphabetically is the Allman Brothers. Black Sabbath. Oh, okay. Now we're on track. Blues Image. Buffalo Springfield. No. Alice Cooper. Okay, we're back on track. Okay, Deep Purple. Whoa, we're really back on track. Ooh, Delaney and Bonnie. Lost the plot again there. The Doors. Ooh, that's Eagles. Yeah, no. Even though they have one of their heavier songs on here, it's still not heavy metal. Faces. It's Foghat. Jay Giles Band. No, not heavy metal. Golden Earring. Back in the day, one of the heavier bands on hit radio, sure, with the Radar Love, but still not heavy metal. Grateful Dead. I wonder what some of these bands thought when they saw this, especially if anybody had this and was into knowing bands and had many of these bands sign it. Could you imagine being in Delaney and Bonnie and they come up and they go, "Hey, would you sign this for me? You guys are on this record." And they're like, "What the hell are we doing on the heavy metal record?" It's the alternate takes that make it funny. Jimi Hendrix, there you go. Kind of got the train back on the track there. James Gang. I mean, if you're some corporate stooge who doesn't know what he's fucking talking about, yeah. Dr. John, though. Led Zeppelin. Okay. MC5. Now. Okay, let me finish. Van Morrison. No. T-Rex. Okay. Uriah Heep. Certainly. War. No. Yes. No. Let's get back though. What was I going to say? Ah, damn it. Oh yeah. MC5. Okay. So on here, and yes, you're absolutely right. Blue Cheer, perfect choice for this. You're right. Also, probably some budgie and maybe some wishbone ash, maybe. The days will show, the next couple of shows will show what else I've chosen because I did an extended version. So this is 24 electrifying performances. Okay. But not heavy metal. You could have just put electrifying performances, maybe. That's what, and then put a big 24 up here. Maybe that's the way to go. And then you can put everybody on there and nobody's worried about Delaney and Bonnie or Van Morrison being heavy metal. But that's what they did, nonetheless. So 2 albums, 4 sides. So what I did was I compiled all these songs. And on the first one here, I can bring it up. I got the graphic here. The first one, I basically went all the way through and then I did my own thing where I put them in alphabetical order on here. Did it through Photoshop and cleaned things up. And so then you'll notice it's Kick Out the Jams. Now, let me just tell you, that's how this started, right? This record. And I loved it. And he goes, kick out the jams, brothers and sisters. Right? Well, later when I was compiling it on my own, I realized all those years that they had just Frankenstein that intro together. Because when I listened to the original, it's like, break out the jams, motherfuckers. And I'm like, oh, okay. All righty. All righty then. So, yeah, I love it. But yeah, Black Sabbath, Iron Man, I'm 18, Freedom, Must Be Love, which is, kind of a heavy hitter for the James Gang. It wasn't the Joe Walsh version. It was the Mark Bolan, right? Version. Mark Bolan? Tommy Bolan. See, now I'm getting confused. But anyway, it's not really that important. Deep Purple, T-Rex, great, really killing it. Then you get to Give It To Me, which is a fun song, and it's got a great jam at the end. Right Place, Wrong Time by Dr. John, great song. Led Zeppelin. Then you got Buffalo Springfield, Bluebird. Faces, Cindy, Incidentally. Doors, Touch Me. That's not metal, but Ramblin' Man. Now that one, and Only You Know and I Know, back to back, and Domino and Outlaw Man. Outlaw Man was a little heavier, a little dark. It was darker, so it kind of fit okay, but still. You got Allman Brothers, Delaney and Bonnie, and Van Morrison, Bing, Bang, Boom, right there. And you're like, yeah, okay. And the Raspberries, I thought that was my choice. You can see there the little white text there says bonus track. I thought that was a good one. It's got some great guitar work in it, and a hard distorted guitar in it. It's really cool. There you go. See. Yeah, that was On Your Feet or On Your Knees, right? They did Kick Out the Jams on that first live album, right? My brother what did he get? I thought he got some Bloister Cult the other day. But yeah. And then, yeah. Oh, it's right. It is on that. It's not on the other, right? It's only on the Some Enchanted Evening. What's your favorite Bloister Cult album? Arthur Brown, another good choice. Good choice. Now I'm eager. Don't do this to me, because I was going to do this in 3 different shows. because now I'm tempted to get out the next disc. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. One of them has already been mentioned too. Yes, thank you. Born to Be Wild. Yes, was the cover on that. Yep. That's right. Totally got it. Yep. Yeah, I became a Bloister Cult fan very young. And my grandparents, I still remember, got me in 1977. I was almost 13. So I was 12. And when Spectres came out, and I just loved that record. God. Have you seen the film? No, I haven't. Is that based on the tour, right? Because they did the Black Sabbath tour. Is that what that is? I think I remember hearing about that. I'll have to look that up. Is it on YouTube or something? Let's see if I can. Let's see what happens. La, 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 la. Yeah, everything else is coming up. Like Black and Blue, and there's Blue on Black. I like doing that song. Okay, so it was out there. Okay, I'll look for it. I'm eager to see it because I remember when that tour was going on when I was in high school. Was that for their Black and Blue tour? What was the album that Black Sabbath was touring for there? One of my favorite Bloister Cult songs, Divine Wind. Yeah, it's from Mirrors, right? Or it's Mirrors, not Cultosaurus, is it? Yeah, it was their Heaven and Hell album. Yeah, okay. Which did you get? Were you collecting Black Sabbath at all? I wasn't, and I didn't buy that record, although I love the record. It's fantastic. But I didn't buy it. I bought Mob Rules first. It was on Cultosaurus Erectus. That's okay. Yeah. God, thank God for people like yourself to keep me straight. I mean, I usually I know all of that stuff, but when it gets into that area, it's like, I didn't listen to those albums very much. Did Martin Birch produce that one, or did Bloister Cult do that one on their own? I'm over 40. I won't say my age. I'm 61. So there you go. Just a punk. Yeah. Oh, nice call. Nice call. It is great. I love that record. And one of my friend guy, for those, if you guys hadn't heard it yet, he passed away, but he and I played in bands and knew each other for decades and played in bands for over a couple of decades. And he's a huge Black Sabbath fan. And he loved Sign of the Southern Cross, was one of his favorites from Mob Rules. But they played Turn Up the Night on my hometown rock station, and I bought it immediately. I love that record. And then Mob Rules being the track, in Heavy Metal, the movie, was just fantastic. The version of the Mob Rules from the Heavy Metal film soundtrack is faster. I would have to concur. But it's not on the soundtrack? Is it faster in the film, or is the version on the soundtrack faster than the one on the original record? Therein lies the question. All I remember is flipping out when I found out that Columbia House or whatever, so the soundtrack one is faster. Okay. Wow. Well, okay, now I got to check that out. I still remember when they brought that soundtrack out on like Columbia House or BMG, whatever. Oh man, I was like, well, I'm getting that right now. So I ordered it straight away and got that. Yeah, sometime soon here, I'm going to be hopefully doing an interview, but talking about the band Crack the Sky. Because there was a kind of a, I don't want to call it a goofy record, but it kind of was a goofy record, nostalgic record, about Spider-Man. And some of the members of Crack the Sky were a part of that album. And I never got into it. I didn't know about them until, I don't know, within the last 10 years. Turn Up the Night is my favorite Sabbath song. Really? Some cool Iommi playing on that track. Absolutely. Absolutely. Prefer Sammy Hagar version of his song, Heavy Metal, from the soundtrack, not from his own. Really? So it's got a bit of a difference? You're flipping me out with that. That's really cool. I love that song. I used to play it in my first band with Guy. We had a 3-piece and we used to play it. I sang it. So now I got to do that. Do you think it's that way on like Spotify, or if you just go to whichever? Because sometimes they do weird shit out there, you know? Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was just singing some Survivor the other day. I got to sing some Styx this weekend. Styx and some Head East and other things that are easier than the first one that I mentioned. I got to do some Billy Squier and I don't know. I think I have my list here somewhere. Let's see. Nope, that's the wrong band. Here, let's I'll tell you what I got. Oh, you are? Well, that's cool. I get up there now and again. I'm in the St. Louis area. That's cool. We'll have to keep in touch. Yeah. There are ways. I'll find you out there and see if we can communicate. And then if I'm ever up there, I love going. Do you go to record stores up there? Do you buy vinyl at all? Do you have vinyl? Do you buy vinyl? Blah, blah, blah. One of my favorite shops up there for years was, I grew up blue collar. Yeah. Was Rolling Stones Records. I love Rolling Stones Records. There's a great one though. What's it called? Wonderland Records. It's really good. He's got some super killer deals there. And that's what I like. That's a part of, I try not to miss record stores. I try to go to them. Sometimes things are a little too expensive for what they are. They're like, well, that's the original from back in 1982. And you're like, yeah, that just means it sounds like shit. It's not new. It's used. It's not as in good shape. That's what it means to me. So I don't know what the big deal is with, well, it's from 1982. Whatever. You know, most of these, if they're really expensive, like there was one I went to up there, Evanston area, and it's called Vintage Vinyl. The guy was not happy with me mentioning that we have a vintage vinyl here. Kids today don't know that back in the day, you chilled at the record stores and would just gab all day. Yeah, man. Yeah. Speaking of that Knack album coming out its anniversary this week of that first Knack album, I was just reminiscing about that with my brother as we went back to my hometown and we were driving through, because I'm originally from Central Illinois area, but we were driving through town and I was like, that's where the store was, the record store where I walked in and got that Knack album right there. It's amazing. You guys probably do the same thing as me. You can probably think of where you were or what store it was when you bought that. You know, a lot of albums I don't know. I am going to do that, though. When I start going through my collection with you guys, I will see if I can remember where I got it. Like Jerry Rafferty, I know where I got it. The Cars, I remember where I got it. Even though it disappeared, I know where I got it. Yeah, lots of albums like that. Vinnie Moore, I know where I got that. Y&T, I know where I got that. Iron Maiden, certain Iron Maiden albums, I know where I got those. The Police, Angel, like Zenyatta Mendata, and almost all my Angel stuff came from the same shop, because I would go in there and pick out cutouts like crazy. I like the follow-up to get yes, a lot. My brother just bought it, but the little girls understand. A lot of people crapped on that album. I know, you're right. And every one of those frickin' albums has great music on it. Round Trip wasn't on my radar. And once I got to hearing it, love it. Love it. It's a great record. What am I singing this weekend? Nothing but a good time. Let's see. I do Vehicle. I do some Black Crows, and then I do Blue Collar Man. Go for a Soda. We're doing that this weekend. And then I do a little bit of Fabulous Thunderbirds, but that's easy. You know, Shine. I do some, Collective Soul is easy. Do Another Thing Coming, which is cool. And then Running Down a Dream. The problem with Running Down a Dream is it's already low because it's Tom Petty. Baby Talks Dirty. Now you're talking. I love that frickin' song. My friend Jeff and I are big Knack fans. And I was hoping to do a show with him about it. I don't know. I may have to just do it myself. I don't know if he's got time to do it with me or not. But I'll take this. I should get this graphic off of here. We've looked at it long enough. And anyway, he and I went to Chicago to see the Knack. And we ended up meeting the Knack. It was for their Zoom album. And Bozio was their drummer at the time. So got to meet him real quick, and it was fantastic. Huge Knack fans. Then they played a free show here opening for John Waite downtown at the Union Station. And then we went to dinner and hung out with Bert Navarre. We went and got some fish. So Don't Do Me Like That. Everybody Wants You. I do some Billy Squier stuff this weekend. Do some UFO. I got to do the John Schlitt stuff for the Head East. I do the Donnie Barnes thing for the 38 special. We do Rockin' Into the Night. I got to do Bryan Adams. I sing part of the Grand Funk tune. I do Ozzy. Do I don't know why I can't think of the name of those guys. Do some Billy Idol. More Billy Squier. Everything else is pretty much easy from there. Yeah, some Cheap Trick. We do some. We do that Fortunate Son, that version by the Dead Daisies, too. And Mama Let Him Play, which it's kind of funny. Speaking of David Lee Roth, I always thought that Jerry Doucette, the vocal on that tune, Mama Let Him Play, reminded me of David Lee Roth. You can let me know if you feel the same way. But yeah. Ever heard of Jerry Bryant? He hosts a show from Chicago called JBTV. No. I have not. To be honest, I don't always check out too many other shows. just because I don't want to get, you know, there's a whole thing. Like if you're established and you've got a lot of subscribers and there's a lot of things going on for you and, you know, and all that and everything is big, that's awesome. I'm not there yet. I'm not saying I won't be. I'm not saying I will be. I'm not saying I'm not just having fun just doing it. And talking with folks like yourselves. I love, this is my favorite thing. So he's like 70 and looks like Jerry Garcia and plays videos and interviews bands. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. You know, but there's that myriad of things that can happen when you watch somebody else. Either you get caught up in, ooh, well, they're doing that and I'm not. Or they got that interview and I don't have that interview. I had this interview, which was awesome, but they had that interview. Or they've been doing interviews more regularly. Or they have this something that happens on the video that's really cool. You know, I've been making some of my own intro videos now. I love doing that. It does take a lot of time, though. Everything takes time. And, but, you know, that's sometimes why I don't watch others is just because you get caught up in all that. Well, I'm not doing that or whatever, you know, whatever it is. Thinking of going into content creation with music interviews. Hell yeah, do it. Do it. Do you know a lot of people? I mean, that's awesome because that's really what I love. One of my favorite interviews that's out here, you can check it out, that I had was with Russ Ballard. That one is still, I mean, and that's not to downplay anybody else that I've been blessed to talk to. You know, Graham Bonnet, Billy Sheehan, Randy Jackson from Zebra, you know, Niels Lozauer, you know, so many people, and making new friends. That's just a blast. You don't, but would love to get Richie, you and me both. Personally, you know, yeah. Personally, I'd love to talk to Roger Glover. You know, because he's been right there for so many years, and I mean, he's done lots of stuff too. I mean, it's not just Deep Purple, Rainbow. I mean, Salvatore, what's up, my brother? How are you? There you are. In fact, earlier, Lounge Dweller came on, and I thought it was going to be you. The Mask is a great song. What's your favorite Richie Blackmore thing? Did you prefer Rainbow? Did you prefer Deep Purple? And if so, what's your favorite? You made it in a little after I got done with the records, right? I didn't know if you saw that or not. But well, let's see if I can find it. There it is. I found a great copy of this. It's in great shape. So I was really happy about that. It was well, like I say, $5 find, but by the time he gave me the discount for everything I had purchased, that's awesome. That's like me. I love them both. Although I'm not super well versed in all of the Deep Purple stuff. You know, it's just, yeah, you defend Down to Earth. That's great. That is great. Yeah. Graham is still killing it out there. Still killing it. Blessed to have had him on the show multiple times, to have hung out a little bit with them, and his wife is just a doll. I'm in the minority, but I love Blackmore's Night. I don't think you're in a minority at all. I think for everybody who loves that project, that group, that thing, that whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of people out there, I think, that really like that. Love Dio, yes, and I love Graham Bonnet, absolutely. Have you listened to the Graham Bonnet, the latest stuff that they've done in the last few years? Really good stuff. If you haven't heard it, check it out. Yep. Yep. Big Yngwie fan. I saw Yngwie play years ago at a place over in Illinois. It's just across the river, and it's called Pops. It's right by the strip clubs. And I just went there not long ago, not to the strip club, but to Pops to watch some bands. But Yngwie played there, and he had Doogie White on lead vocals and Rudy Sarzo on bass. It was such a cool night. And he signed a poster of mine. Do I actually play my vinyl records? Or are you more into just collecting them? No, I play them, and I will play them more once I get the counterbalance straightened out on my turntable. I have a really nice turntable that I inherited, and actually it was given to me. Actually, it was gifted to me by my father-in-law, much to the chagrin of my mother-in-law. He wasn't using it. He didn't have a stereo set up to use it, and so he gave it to me. And so now I have a stereo system. I got the setup. It's back here. I don't know if I can move out of the way or not, but it's right back there. And it's a real nice turntable, and I think it's a Pioneer, and wood paneling and all that stuff on it. I did some work on it, but now I just got to get the counterweight set right. I just don't know what I'm doing with it. Watch some great guitar streamers. Yes, on YouTube and Twitch. Yes. So Rick Renstrom, awesome. Have you checked out Johnny Bean? Check him out. First two Alcatraz albums are among my favorite albums ever, along with Assault Attack. Yes. You know, I really like Macaulay Schenker Group too. Robin Macaulay is one of the best vocalists in hard rock and metal. Just so good. I mean, Glenn Hughes is one of my all-time favorites too. Stand in Line by Impellitteri is also great. Absolutely. Bonnet is the man. You are absolutely right. And I mean, it just still kills me that he does, speaking of Russ Ballard, that he does Since You've Been Gone in like every band. Just subbed. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yep. There you go. He's a super cool, funny guy too. He's good. Yeah. Glenn's still killing it. He is. I saw him recently over the river in Edwardsville. There's a place over there called the Wildy Theater. I used to play at a bar right across the parking lot from there. In fact, my friend John Gore, who fronts 3 different bands that are tribute bands, he's Elton John in the Dogs of Society. And he's also Billy Joel and Billy the Kid. And now the most recent thing is he's doing Breakfast in America, a tribute for Supertramp. And he was playing there in Dogs of Society at the Wildy. And that night I went and sat down with his wife. She and I know each other real well. We used to work at the Disney store together. And I didn't have this or this. But yeah, so I went over, sat with her and watched part of the show. And then I went across the parking lot and played my gig at Lori's place. Rob Rock, great vocalist. Yeah. Rick Renstrom is friends with Rob. Oh, okay. Wow. Didn't I just see, was it Rob Rock that I saw a quick little video today on Facebook running? Or is that, so that's not Bob Rock, right? That's somebody else, right? I'm just trying to get that straight. I also watched a great movie with my friend last night. She and I see each other about once a month and hang out, and whereas we used to do it every week. And we watched. If you've never seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil, it's awesome. It's just a lot of fun. Bob Rock is the producer, right? So, yeah. Who was the? Oh, I don't want to get into all that. I could, I suppose. Let me just look this up real quick, and then I'll let you know. There you go. All right, let me see what this says. Okay, so there's Bob Rock, and there's Bobby Rock, and Rob Rock. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was funny. I love that movie. I think it's great. Monsters. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. What was the cover that they did back in the 90s? Monster Magnet did a big, wasn't they covered something. Tucker and Dale movie was much better than I expected it to be. I expected it to be funny because I heard about it on a podcast, and they were saying how great it was. And I mean, Alan Tudyk, I mean, come on. That guy's just hilarious. But when I finally watched it, I died. I was just like, oh my God. Some of the things they say when some of the things happen as it's going along. Yeah, I could get that. I can get that. Yeah. Yeah. Little Steppenwolf-ish. Which reminds me, I was going through some CDs. I had acquired some CDs through friends, and then I was talking about it the other day where you make these compilation discs and things like that, and you need covers. So years ago, I bought the thin ones, and those were ridiculous. And they just, there's no way to put a thing on the spine so you can read what it is. So, yeah, Monster Magnet, though, they did a cover, I thought. Like everybody was doing, like Coal Chamber. Coal Chamber did one with Ozzy, right? Was that who it was? Coal Chamber and Ozzy. They did blah. I can't remember the song. Coal Chamber. And Ozzy. Shock the Monkey. Yeah. They covered that. Yeah. But Monster Magnet, they did something. Because I had that CD single of Shock the Monkey. It's had some great artwork on it, too. Let's see, Monster Magnet. Are you familiar with Crucified Barbara? Let's see. They have See You in Hell by Monster Magnet. Is that the Grim Reaper song, or they do their own cover? Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, what? Well, they had an album, 13-track album of notable covers. One of them is Learning to Die by Dust. They also did Born to Go by Hawkwind. Holy crap. Wow. Learning to Die. Who covers that? Well, I guess Monster Magnet. But shit. Additionally, throughout their career, the band has recorded standalone covers on other albums, such as their version of the Rolling Stones' 2000 Light Years from Home on their 2007 record, Four-Way Diablo. Wow. I also like Burning Witches. Another one of my all-time favorites. Here you go. Okay, this is going to be an interesting moment. My 4 favorite Ozzy albums are Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman, No Rest for the Wicked, and No More Tears. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, No More Tears is really good. Although I would almost go with Ultimate Sin instead of No More Tears. Or maybe instead of Blizzard of Oz. My friend who lives up by you, oddly enough, was just telling me how much he can't stand Blizzard of Oz. Not that he doesn't like the songs, he doesn't like the sound. Doesn't like the mix. I don't know if he's ever heard the remix that Mike Inez did, all those remixes, right? And also Centaur, I think you'd probably get a kick out of this, Lounge Dweller, as well. Salvatore's probably heard me talk about it before. I had a friend of mine, he and I worked together at a place. He's an artist as well as I am, and we were all in the art department. And he would tell me that Bark at the Moon was a great record. And I'm like, it's not a great record. What do you think about it? What do you think? Have you heard, you said it all. Yeah. I think I have. I'm not sure. But yeah, he told me that's a great album. I said, no, it's not. A great album is the thing you can listen to all the way through. You don't want to skip anything, And I said, what about So Tired? Do you like hearing So Tired? And he goes, no, that song sucks. I go, well, then there you go. Not a great album. Not a great album. I still have yet, but have you heard Burning Witches? Anyway, Burning Witches, Crucified Barbara, Thunder Mother. Yes. Thunder Mother. Love them. I still haven't heard this new Queensryche. Sorry, not Queensryche, but Jeff Tate, I guess, did Johnny, what's up? We're doing it late night, bro. Too many keyboards on Bark at the Moon for starters. All right. That's a good point. It's a good point. I still really enjoy most everything else. It's got some of my favorite songs on it of Ozzy, I love the title track and, but yeah, that's a good call, Lounge Dweller. I dig on that. I'm with you there. Hey, Johnny, as a matter of fact, let me just bring this up because it was mentioned earlier. Speaking of Van Halen, not that you don't already talk enough Van Halen, but it was said earlier. Come on now. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Centaur said, I think Fools and In a Simple Rhyme by Van Halen are 2 underrated classics. How do you feel about that? Have you heard Screaming Witches? Yeah, they scream when being burned at the stake. Now, you want to know a funny thing about that, Salvatore? I was listening to Carl Douglas over last weekend. I'm sorry. It's getting late and I'm getting tired. And I was listening to, because I have Kung Fu Fighting, and I've mentioned it here before that I love the name of this record because it's Kung Fu Fighting and other great love songs. So on it is Witchfinder General. And the lines early in the song are, he's got a thing about burning witches, and some of them are some mighty fine bitches. So that goes right along with what you're saying. Not saying I agree with that. Not saying I want to run around saying that. I'm just saying those are the lyrics to the song. I'm just saying what he's saying. I'm pulling a Bart Simpson. So, Diary of a Madman, 10 out of 10. Nothing else close for me. All right. All right. That's a great record. It's a great record. I mean, I don't know which one. Carl Douglas, Kung Fu Fighting from the 70s. Not metal. Not yet. I wonder if anybody's done a metal version of that. I might have to look that up real quick. No, but I really do. I dig a lot of different. I'm not the guy that goes, I like all kinds of music. Most people say that, and I'm like, I don't know, you like death metal? And they're like, well, no. I go, then narrow it down. You know, just tell me the short list then of what you don't like. That's kind of, it's like when band members say, it's not about the money for me. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's not go there. What was I doing? Was I going to look up, Carl? What was I looking up? I don't know. I'm losing it. The metal version of Kung Fu Fighting. That's what I was going to say. Metal version Kung Fu Fighting. Oh, there it is. Arias Nation remix. And then there's an AI metal cover, I guess. Let's see what this is. Let's see what this is. Oh, wow. Hmm. That's not fun at all. I don't like it. Just Gambling Man is great. Yeah, I mean, I dig all kinds of music, and I grew up listening to hit radio, so much great soul and R&B stuff coming out of that I really dig. Again, I'm not gonna walk around going, oh yeah, I know all of it, I love, I like all the hits, Speaking of covers, did you ever listen to Paul Anka's version of Van Halen's Jump? It's fantastic. Is it though? I haven't heard it. I wonder if Johnny's heard it. Johnny's heard it all. I bought that Carl Douglas album, Shut Up, from a cutout bin as a kid at Nichols Department Store. Such a fun record. It is. I got it for Christmas, which is what's funny when you think about a song. He's got a thing about burning witches, and some of them are some mighty fine bitches. You're like, my parents got that for me for Christmas. It came, I got it with the first Marvel Comics calendar for 1975. Yeah. It was a calendar. I got it in 74 for 75. And then in 75, I got the 76 one, which had all of and I have a old used copy of it over there too, that I just bought not long ago for $20. But they put out a book that's right over there. I'll have to get that out sometime. Because part of the nostalgia I'll cover on this channel is comic books and superheroes, mostly Marvel stuff. That's what I grew up with, was Marvel. But yeah. Yeah, I got that album for Christmas. And he's punching through like a, I don't know, like a craft paper thing. You know, you're like, oh man, that's hilarious. Witchfinder General, though. Oh, what a beautiful song. I hate contemporary rap, and I hate today's pop, which is auto-tune manufactured. Absolutely. Yeah, that stuff gets gross. You even like some polka. I do not like his voice for his music. I don't like listening to Smashing Pumpkins, but I know he's a fantastic shredder, and I do like his show. I do like the show. But yeah, never. I 90s was not my decade. Not my decade. Do you have that crazy Marvel World of Icarus album by the band Icarus from the early 70s? No. You totally caught me off guard on that one. Okay, so wait a minute. What's the name of it? Marvel World of Icarus. Is it? Have you seen it out on YouTube? I'm looking it up. There it is. Holy shitarsky. Shut the front door. They have a prologue. So wait a minute then. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. So are you familiar with hold on. Let me go get it. Hang on. It's right over here. It's right now. I'm just kicking shit. Hang on a second. Where is it? It's got to be right here. I'm dying for the day that I find another copy of it, actually. Here it is. Here we go. Dude, I can't wait. I got to listen to that. It's 1972. Yep. That's what it says out there. And it's prog rock. Shut up. This is too much. Okay, so here it is. They have 18 videos because it's got like a prologue and all this other stuff. Son of a bitch. And then they have just the full recording, which is 41 minutes long. It was Super Sound Records. Is that what it is? Okay. And so then, yeah, wow. There's a lot of copies of this out there. Thank you. I just want to say thank you for turning me on to that. I try to get all of that kind of stuff. Now, have you heard this album? This is the one that my grandparents got this for me. It's 1978. This is the one. Isn't it 78? No, sorry, 75. Sorry. 3 years off. Whoops. But yeah, this is the one I love. I love they show all the different who plays what. Yeah, Black Panther, always one of my very favorite characters. Playing bass, love it. Isn't he doing the bass? No, Luke Cage is doing the bass. He's doing electric guitar. Hand claps by the rhythm man himself, the Falcon. Another one of my favorite all-time characters. That's what drove me nuts. Is these are, the whole starting. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it, but the whole racist BS. I'm like, come on, knock it off. Just knock it off. Because 3 of my all-time favorite characters in the comic books growing up: Luke Cage, Falcon, Black Panther. Yeah, because I'm a racist. Oi. How do you feel about Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee putting Rush back together? I love her drumming. The beginning, I had reservations to call it Rush. Footage from YouTube. Yeah. I think it's great. I think she's fantastic. You know, I don't have reservations about any of that. The only thing for me is just his voice sounds pretty good. But there's ways that he's doing some of the, and I'm just like, you know, I saw Rush on the Moving Pictures tour. That's really as far as I needed to ever go, because that I believe that was the peak of their career. Was for the all-encompassing album, tour, sound, peak of their career right there. Every piston firing, I think that was the moment. After that, they had good albums, but they weren't great albums for me. You know, great songs, but I'm hard pressed to really be into anything after that. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I really love Grace Under Pressure. 1984 was a great year for rock and roll. Whitesnake, HSAS, Huey Lewis, even Russ Ballard. He had Voices, that song that was from his self-titled album. Had a video on MTV. I think, all this, it was a great time for rock and roll, 1984. But Grace Under Pressure, great. That was great. I love that record. But after that, Power Windows really didn't affect me much at all. I couldn't, they just didn't have the same punch. I thought that finally they got back to something I really liked when they did Counterparts. I liked that album. Dude, I am going to be all over this. I may not go to bed tonight. I only sadly got to see them once, and that was in 2010, the Clockwork Angels tour. Yeah, and I think it's a blessing to see them. I think, to have seen them then, to have seen them anytime, to see them now, it's still a blessing. I think of it as a blessing because of the fact that when Peart died, it was, I don't know, man, that was rough. Because you watch interviews with him, and he's just he's a kind soul, just you're almost just sad you never got to know him, for those of us who never met him. Because he's so intelligent, so, I don't know, all the lyrical content that he came up with, and but anyway, no, I'm glad you did get to see them though. My friend met them, who lives up north there. He met them. He was on Chicago Fire. He's on that episode. So if you want to know, when you see him, his name's Marty Craven. He's in a band called Bon Journeyed up there. And, love Moving Pictures, Camera Eye and Witch Hunt, absolutely underrated. Yes. That whole damn album is good. So amazing. Saw Rush in 91 and the Roll of Bones. There you go. With Vinnie Moore. See how it's coming back round? I'm almost thinking I need to shut off this show right now because you brought it full circle right there. That's awesome. Man. So okay, so hold on a second. So where did you see the Roll the Bones tour there, Lounge Dweller? Where did you see that? And Centaur, where did you see the Clockwork Angels? What theater? Did you see them up there in Chicago area? Because I saw the Moving Pictures tour in Alpine Valley. Joe Perry project was opening up. I went back there for one other show at Alpine Valley. I saw the for the second time on that tour. I used to play that. Yeah, I don't know about the chill, but I do love it, and it makes me want to pick up my bass and relearn it, because we used to play that in my three-piece band, in what was it's called Hardtail, and we used to play that. We'd start it with the opening sound, and then Guy would come in on guitar. So you saw them in Chicago at Northerly Island. Okay. All right. Capitol Center in D.C. area. All right. All righty. All right. I got a buddy of mine lives out there in the D.C. area. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And then I do have, I don't know, for anybody who's a big Rush fan, it was kind of funny because there was a gentleman that lived with my friend Guy for a bit. And at that point, they were both divorced. And so he moved in with him. I think his name was Larry. Anyway, he's one of the only other people, and I'm going to tell you this, and I hope that you guys check this album out. It's a band called Creed from 1978. Check it out. They were on Asylum Records. They did one other album as an EP that they did in the early 80s, but just stick with the 178 Creed. Great record. He's the only other person I've ever seen had that same record. I've not known anybody else that has it. But yeah, he used to work security down here at the arena, and they confiscated a camera that somebody was shooting the Counterparts show, and he ended up with the tape, and he gave it to me, and I'm like, yeah, I can convert that. So I converted it to DVD. I've got it on. I've got the DVD back there of the footage. It was hilarious. Joe Perry project, yes. Loved all those albums, but the first one, and let's see, let the music do the talking. Yeah, it's great. It is great. Although that third one, I own it, but I have only listened to it maybe once or twice in the decades that I've owned it. But those first two records, the first thing I ever heard by I didn't ever hear anything off of the first album before I retro bought that one, because I've got the rock and rolls again, because they played East Coast, West Coast on our radio station in Peoria. So yeah. That's what got me on to Horse Lips too. If you've never heard Horse Lips, check them out. Start with The Man Who Built America. It's a pretty good place to start. But yeah, I flipped out. I was totally naive to concerts. I'd only been to one other concert. The year prior, I stood second row in a skating rink watching Judas Priest on the British Steel Tour with a pulled ligament in my ankle and a guy with a one-hitter in front of me. Thank God. Was that the one from 83? Yes. I do believe that's right. Now that you mention it, I think that's right. Yeah. It's just the songs. I don't know if it had anything to do with, I'd have to listen to it again. I'll do that. I'll listen to it tomorrow and see while I'm prepping for my show on Sunday. I really like Once a Rocker, Always a Rocker. Yeah, I'm glad you do. I'm glad you like it. That's great. I mean, maybe I'm just never listened to it at the right time. Like there's albums over the years that I just mentioned it. I think I mentioned it yesterday because I was going through those. Oh, no. I mentioned it a couple of days ago when I was going through the records that I picked up because I found that REO Speedwagon one, right? So when High Infidelity came out, I was not happy It was way too commercial. It was a pansy record as far as I was concerned. But now I'm fine with it. I have an appreciation for it. So thank you for reminding me of the name of it, though. That's Once a Rocker, Always a Rocker. Yeah. Rockin' Train. I love that. That's one of the songs I want to do in my band, actually. Because my band is a 3-piece. It's called Edge of Blue, and we do blues-oriented rock. Again, as Dusty Hill said about ZZ Top, I say the same thing about us. We're not a blues band. I don't need anybody thinking that I think we're a blues band, but we're blues interpreters. So we get in there and we just play blues rock. From, well, I got my list. Everything from, the Dead Daisies to Mason Ruffner to the Wild Feathers and Kaleo and Molly Hatchet, Eddie Money, Point Blank, ZZ Top, Sammy Hagar, Thin Lizzy, Michael Stanley Band, Van Halen. So yeah, lots of stuff. Marshall Tucker. Yeah, my favorite though is doing some Molly Hatchet. We do some Black Sabbath. Wow, I said Wild Feathers, Black Keys. We do them. So, yeah. Chris Stapleton. Yeah, there you go. And you know where I got that? You know where I bought that record? I bought that album, Gypsy Blood, at Rolling Stones Records. That's where I got it. Right up there. But yeah, if you want to go and check out some vinyl, every time I go up north, I try to go to, that's a lie. I don't try, every time I go up there, I do not try to go there because it's not really close to my son's place. So, I don't want to go all the way there, but probably next time I go, I'm going to make an effort to get there. And that is Wonderland Records. I shit you not. They had boxes out front on tables that were in really good shape. And it was like $1. And again, it goes back to these record stores that I love to visit where they have the right attitude where it's like, you know what? I just got to move this stuff, and you get great deals. And that's just what it's about. It's about moving vinyl. It's not about, oh, how much can I get for this all the time? I mean, they put a reasonable price on certain things, but then other things they know I just got to get rid of this. And so they'll put and I bought a bunch of Renaissance vinyl there too. Omar and the Howlers. It's in the Land of Plenty. Yeah. I've never heard that. The one band I think, have you heard the Rainmakers? That's a good band. I picked up one of their older CDs recently. And it was called Tornado. But they had Let My People Go, and then they had that Tornado record, and then they had the Good News and the Bad News. And that album, Good News and the Bad News, is great. Also, if you've never heard The Thieves, check out Seduced by Money. It's one of my favorite records. Fantastic. I got it on vinyl, but recently I got a great copy on vinyl. There was a gentleman in that band, and now I'm trying to remember his frickin' name, because what would have probably been the next Thieves album was his name. And let's see here. Am I going to find it? Let me see if I can. Seduced by Money is the name of the album. And we do one of their songs. We do Black Lipstick in Edge of Blue. Seduced by Money. But there's a lot more of their songs that I want to do. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah. But anyway, you can check them out on YouTube. They're out there. But this Marvel World of Icarus is amazing. Man, that's great. That is amazing. You need to get a Discord server with VC. Okay. All right. I'll have to figure that out. I don't know how to do that. That's one of the things that I have to learn about. Okay. Well, I'll have to figure out how to do that. Because I'd use Discord for other things like, well, I'm trying to get on this list because Naughty Dog shut down their PS3, their servers, which makes sense. I get it. But they shut it down. So you can't, I had a lot of fun with my nephew playing Uncharted 2 survival mode. And can't do that anymore when they did that. But now they have these independent people who are out there putting together servers to allow you to play those things. And so I'm out there on Discord doing that. I need to get a Discord server. With VC. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, there's lots of cool stuff I need to get into with trying to expand and doing all that. And that's the other thing too. So many people they're really knowledgeable about that stuff, and a lot of people are very nice to give you advice and let you know about how to do that and all that kind of stuff too. So that's awesome. It's awesome. Well, guys, I probably better get going. It is 1:30. We've been doing this for 2 hours. It's fantastic. I hope you guys are here for the next one. When I was little, there was a cover of 8 Miles High. Oh, so, okay, I'll finish this first. And I never knew who did it, but I found out the band is The Thought from Norway. I think, and their cover came out in the 80s. Wow. And then here in 1988, then, have you heard three's version of 8 Miles High? 8 Miles High. Robert Barry, Keith Emerson, and Carl Palmer. Have you heard that? They did a fantastic cover of that song. When Robert Barry covers a song, it's not the same. Yeah, dude, it's a great record too. To the Power of Three. He's been on the show a couple of times. He's got multiple things that he does, projects. So he did 3, and then Keith Emerson he didn't think it went anywhere. And that, so then years later, they heard some of the live stuff, and he's like, wow, we're really good, So they decided to do more, and they called it 3.2. Well, halfway through that, there ended up being 2 3.2 albums then recently. And that the first one halfway through is when Keith Emerson killed himself. So that was sad. Sad day. But Robert plowed through and finished the album, and then still had plenty of material to do the next record as well. Oh yeah, I always stream live, so I will be back soon. And just like I say, hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification. You will know. I really appreciate you guys. This is what it's about. I love the conversations. You guys brought up some awesome stuff tonight. Lounge Dweller, I don't want to say anything too big on it, but damn, that one made my night. But I also have to check out The Thought, because I'm a guy who's like, I've got family that say, hey, we're going to go down to Jamaica. And I'm like, never wanted to go there. It's not my deal. I'm a pale Irishman. So I'm like, yeah, no. But you know, when it comes down to it, I'm like, if I'm going to spend money to go on a vacation, I'm going to Norway or something. So the thought, I can't wait to check that out. First thing I'm doing though is I'm downloading that frickin' Icarus record. That's what I'm doing. So I don't know, Lounge Dweller, real quick. Did you say you'd heard this before? Have you heard this Spider-Man record? They re-released it with extra tracks on CD, you know, years later. And I have that. It was easy to find and it was cheap. It's not like that anymore. It's expensive. The thought. I need to write that down. Yeah. But no, plenty of bands to talk to, plenty of people to talk to. You have it on CD. There you go. Okay, good. Yeah. That's great, man. That's great. Well, good night to you guys. And yeah, rock and roll. It's been a blast. Thank you again. Can't say it enough. I'll get back to you though on that. I will do a review of that record, that Icarus record, on my next show. And then again, tell me what you think about that Stones thing. If you can believe it, they're doing these, here they are again, real quick, variants. They're doing all of these variants for that new album coming out. And I think it's bloody ridiculous. I mean, you know, I don't know. Especially when they're dropping the F-bomb right there in the first song on the record, and it's got Spider-Man on it, or Captain America, you know, or Hulk, or Thor, or, well, maybe I could see it on a Wolverine, but, you know, come on, man. Come on. Don't be peddling that to kids, you know, because again, these are just coloring book art. That's all these are. They're nothing major. I don't know who did these, but the artwork is about the same as the coloring book stuff, which I like. Don't get me wrong. I'm telling you, there's some great artists out there. Those are great. I love all those illustrations. Not my point. But they do remind me of that. The you know, the artwork that's already been licensed out, you know. So to make it sound like it's something brand new and, you know, unique, it's not. I've seen it all. I love a lot of it, and some of it I don't, and that stuff I really like. But it is from that. So, all right, guys. As always, it's important to remember, you know, when you step out your door every day, you're in everybody else's world. They're not in yours. So, like, if you're thinking about listening to your phone without headphones in a store that already has got music going, don't. Just because you're out in public, that doesn't mean you get to do what you want. You get to do what you want in your house. That's what your house is for. When you're out sharing the world with everybody else, don't be putting them through everything you think that they should hear. Boy. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a great weekend.